So hello and welcome to today's video. I hope you guys are well. I'm doing something slightly different from the norm today. I'm actually reviewing a product, that product being the Hollyland Lark 150 Duo wireless microphone system. So if you know me and you know my channel, then you'll know that I'm not really keen on doing these reviews. But every now and again something comes along that really makes me want to take a look at it. And when Hollyland contacted me and asked me if I was interested in the Lark 150, I jumped at it because I've been in the market for a wireless microphone system for quite a while. And I would say the system that you could compare this to would be something along the lines of the Rode Wireless Go. Now the benefit this has over the Rode Wireless Go is that instead of having one microphone, it's actually got two microphones, two transmitters. So essentially you could hook yourself up and hook your guest up if you've got someone, you're interviewing them in the field, and you can record both of those into the one receiver. And equally, if you're worried about battery life, then you can run one battery all the way out on one of the transmitters and still have another wireless mic that you can use up until that one runs out. Now what do you get in the box? Well, essentially you get the two wireless transmitters, which are your microphones, you get a wireless receiver which plugs into your camera, you get two lav mics, and you get all the associated cabling that you need. And along with that you get a carry case which also acts as a charger. So if you think along the lines of a set of Apple AirPods for instance, when you put those headphones back in the case they're charging up. And the Lark 150's case acts exactly the same way, and it actually carries 2.5 times the unit's charge before it needs to be recharged again. So that's something to bear in mind if you're out in the field and you think you're going to be using it an awful lot. Just drop it back in the case and it's already charging for you. So talking about battery life, as well as the 2.5 times charge you get from the case, you're also getting a decent amount from the individual units. So the transmitters or the microphones carry 4.5 hours charge each, so that's an impressive 9 hours if you're only using them one at a time. And the receiver has a 7.5 hour battery life, so you're going to have to be really pushing it and out there for an awful long time using this unit to run the batteries down. Now talking about the microphones, they are absolutely tiny, they only weigh 20 grams and you can use these without the lav mics. Basically as microphones on their own. So if you wanted to, you could just clip it onto your shirt and off you go. And you're also provided with a dead cat attachment for both of these mics as well. And one of the things that I find really impressive about this unit is there's no faffing about setting it up. Literally as soon as you pull the receiver out of the box and one of the mics or both of the mics, they're automatically synced up, so you don't have to worry about any of that. Literally all you have to do is just plug it in and off you go. When it comes to the receiver, you've got three different ways that it processes the audio. You can have it as a mono feed, in which case both the left and the right channel are exactly the same. You can have it as a stereo feed, which obviously splits the right and the left channel out. Or you can have it in safety mode, and in safety mode it will set your recording level on one of the channels to 6 decibels below the setting that you put on it, just in case you have any issues with the noise topping out. Now the great thing about having a stereo mode is you can set one microphone up on the left channel and one microphone up on the right channel, which means you can isolate the sound from yourself and your guest in post-processing. So you can then split the channels, and then if you wish, obviously you want to make those mono, but you've got control over both channels. You've got control over both yourself and your guest when you're talking. So I've had some use of this out in the field, and one of the things that I would say about it is that the audio monitor on the receiver isn't quite as accurate as I'd like it to be. So I had mine turned up to a certain volume and I thought using the audio monitor that I wasn't topping out. And unfortunately when I got the audio back home I realised I had topped it out.
Well, good morning and welcome to the video. I hope you guys are well. Today I'm in Wales, which is really nice, always nice to be in Wales, and I'm in the southern end of the Snowdonia National Park. I'm at a place called Nant Coll Radar, which is Nant Coll Waterfalls.
Now what I probably should have done to resolve that issue would be to use it in the safety mode, meaning that I would have got that second channel recording at 6 decibels lower. But unfortunately at the time I didn't do that, so that's one thing I would say. Just check your audio levels really thoroughly with this unit before you commit to recording. So enough talking about the unit, why don't we test it out and you can hear what the sound is like on it. Okay, so welcome to my darkened living room. I do apologise, but it's the best place here to do a bit of an unscientific test here of these microphone systems. So what I've got here is the Pocket 2 that I'm recording on. And at the moment I'm using the internal microphone that the Pocket 2 has. But for fullness I've also got an external microphone for the Pocket 2. And then we'll test the Lark 150 to see what that sounds like as well. And then we'll change the conditions slightly. So this is the sound of the internal mic. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to switch on this external mic that comes with a do-it-all handle. Okay, so this is the external mic. The sound should be different. It should be a bit richer. It should be a bit fuller. It should be picking my voice up a bit better. What we'll do now is we'll compare that to the microphone on the Lark 150. Okay, so this is the microphone on the Lark 150. Now bear in mind there's no dead cat attachment on it yet, but we're going to do that in a second. So what is the sound quality of this? What does it sound like? Is this perfectly adequate if you wanted to go out and do some recording in good conditions? Obviously you could put it down here and use it as a like a bit of a quick and easy solution if you haven't got a lav mic. How does that sound? Is that any good? Anyway, let's go and now put the dead cat attachment on and see what that sounds like. Okay, so this is the wireless transmitter, the lav mic, not the lav mic, the Lark 150 wireless microphone transmitter with the dead cat attachment on top. You should be getting a decent sound quality out of that. It should be at least comparable, I would say, to the wireless mic that you get with the Vlog Pocket 2. So let's have a little listen. Is the sound rich enough for you? Is it good enough? Is it picking me up well enough? And then what we'll do is we'll plug in the lav mic and we'll see how that sounds. Okay, so this is now the Lark 150 with the lav mic plugged in. This is the lav mic that comes with the Lark 150. I do have other lav mics, but not to hand, so this is the one we're going to use. Obviously, this is the one that you'll get in the pack, so it's the best one to test out, really. Now, imagine that is clipped onto me here. How does that sound? Is that a good sound for you? Is it adequate? Is it providing everything that you want it to provide? So yeah, that's the lav mic attachment with the Lark 150. So there you have it. That's the Lark 150 Duo wireless microphone system in a nutshell. If that's something you're interested in, then I'll stick a link in the description below. But anyway, thank you ever so much for watching. I genuinely appreciate it. I'll be back next time with some more photography content, or maybe an interview, who can say. But until then, thanks ever so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.